The deer does not run. It stands motionless at the edge of the road, half hidden behind wet branches, illuminated for 1 second by passing headlights, and it stares at you. Not casually, not curiously, directly. Its body is rigid, ears fixed, eyes locked onto yours with a level of concentration that feels almost human. Then the light disappears. The forest closes again. And for a moment, something primitive moves beneath your thoughts. Because it did not feel like you were looking at an animal. It felt like the animal was looking back. Most people assume animals stare because they are confused or curious or unintelligent creatures reacting mechanically to movement. But that assumption collapses the moment you spend enough time around wild things. A wolf does not stare at you the way a rabbit does. A crow does not stare the way a horse does. A chimpanzee does not stare the way a tiger does. And yet across forests, oceans, deserts, mountains, farms, laboratories, and cities, the behavior appears again and again. The stillness, the fixation, the silence before movement. As if something ancient is happening beneath the surface of the gaze itself. Researchers have spent decades studying predator awareness, threat detection, social cognition, and eye-tracking behavior in animals. The science is extensive. But hidden beneath the biology is a stranger possibility. Animals may stare at humans for the same reason humans stare into darkness when they feel they are not alone. Because to the animal mind, being watched has always meant survival. Long before civilization, before language, before religion, before cities rose from the earth, life evolved under one brutal rule: notice attention or die. In nature, attention is not abstract. Attention is physical. A lion watching a zebra changes the zebra's heartbeat before the lion even moves. A hawk observing a mouse alters the mouse's nervous system from 50 meters above. A crocodile floating motionless beneath black water can change the behavior of an entire herd without revealing itself once. The gaze itself became an evolutionary force. Not metaphorically, literally. Scientists studying prey animals discovered something unsettling. Many species respond to eye contact before they respond to sound, scent, or movement. Artificial eyes painted onto butterflies reduce bird attacks. Images of predator eyes near fields alter feeding patterns in deer and small mammals. Even fish change their behavior when they detect the forward-facing gaze of a predator. The eyes alone reshape reality around them. And humans carry the most unusual eyes in the natural world. Most predators hide the direction of their gaze. Humans expose it. The white sclera surrounding the human iris makes our visual focus extraordinarily visible. Researchers believe this evolved to improve cooperation between humans. But there is another consequence. Animals can know where we are looking too. Which means that when an animal locks eyes with a human being, an ancient neurological system activates, one older than civilization itself. The animal is no longer merely seeing.
Most people believe wild animals fear humans because humans are loud, violent, technologically advanced. That is only partially true. Many animals are not reacting to what humans are. They are reacting to what humans pay attention to. In the African savanna, predators often ignore nearby animals completely until they focus on one individual. And the moment that attention narrows, the herd feels it. Heart rates rise, movement changes, formation tightens. Biologists call this the ecology of fear, where ecosystems are shaped not only by violence, but by the perception of being observed. Entire landscapes transform because something might be watching. And humans entered this system carrying weapons, fire, coordinated hunting strategies, and something even more dangerous: eyes that never stopped analyzing. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans survived partly because of abnormal observational ability. We tracked broken branches, displaced stones, compressed grass, tiny blood droplets. We noticed patterns other predators missed. Eventually, animals noticed us noticing them. There is evidence suggesting some species learned human gaze patterns with astonishing precision. Ravens remember human faces for years. Crows teach offspring which humans are dangerous. Wolves alter movement routes after observing hunting behavior. Urban animals study traffic lights, pedestrian timing, and human routines with disturbing efficiency. But the deeper researchers looked, the stranger the behavior became. Because some animals continue staring even when no immediate threat exists.
Dolphins hold prolonged eye contact with sustained visual fixation. Domestic cats silently observe sleeping humans for long periods. Elephants have been documented staring at human remains with behaviors researchers still struggle to categorize. Not aggression, not hunger, something more ambiguous: observation itself. And this is where the explanation becomes uncomfortable, because humans instinctively treat eye contact as evidence of consciousness. The moment something looks directly at us, we begin assigning mind to it: intent, emotion, awareness. This reflex runs so deep that even simple shapes with eye-like movement patterns trigger emotional reactions in the human brain. Which means every time an animal stares at us, two nervous systems begin interpreting each other simultaneously, and neither fully understands what it sees. A house cat looking at its owner may not perceive a person in the way humans imagine. A deer staring into headlights may not experience fear in human terms. But something is happening. Something cognitive. Something predictive. The animal is trying to solve you. And humans are far more difficult for animals to predict than almost any creature that has ever existed. Most predators behave consistently. Most prey animals behave consistently. Humans do not. We feed animals and kill them, protect forests and destroy them, approach gently, then suddenly accelerate. To another species, human beings may appear psychologically unstable. A creature capable of empathy and extinction simultaneously.
And perhaps that is part of the reason the staring feels unsettling. Because deep down, humans know something about themselves that nature discovered long ago. Human attention changes the world around it. Where humans look, environments transform. Species disappear. Cities emerge. Forests collapse. Artificial light invades the night sky. The human gaze is rarely passive. It arrives with consequences. Researchers noticed prey animals reacting differently depending on whether a human observer appeared attentive or distracted. Simply altering eye direction changed feeding behavior and stress levels. To many animals, direct human attention predicts disruption. And evolution rewards creatures that detect disruption early. But there may be another layer beneath all of this, one less scientific, more psychological. Anyone who has spent time alone in deep wilderness knows the sensation. the sudden silence, the feeling of presence before evidence.
The inexplicable certainty that something unseen has already noticed you. Then, eventually, you find it. A pair of eyes in the distance. Still. Unmoving. Already watching. Modern humans imagine themselves separated from nature, observers standing outside the system. But the nervous system does not believe this illusion. A human being alone in the wilderness still reacts to unseen observation with ancient fear responses, elevated pulse, hypervigilance, altered hearing sensitivity. The body remembers something civilization forgot. For most of human history, being watched in nature meant danger was already close. And perhaps this is why animal staring unsettles us more than we admit. Because it reverses the hierarchy. Civilization teaches humans that they are the observers, the intelligent witnesses standing above the animal world. Then suddenly, in one silent moment across a field or dark roadside, an animal looks back with complete attention. And the illusion fractures. You are no longer outside nature, observing it. You are inside it, visible within it. A living organism being assessed by another living organism, whose ancestors survived by detecting intentions faster than yours. Researchers still debate how deeply animals understand human psychology. No experiment can fully measure what an animal experiences internally while staring at a human face. But increasingly, the evidence suggests something undeniable. Animals are not merely reacting. Many are evaluating. And the longer humans study animal intelligence, the more unstable the old boundaries become.
Crows solve sequential puzzles. Whales possess regional cultures. Octopuses exhibit individual personalities. Elephants mourn. Primates deceive intentionally. Consciousness, once imagined as uniquely human, now appears less like a wall and more like a spectrum stretching across life itself, which changes the meaning of the stare completely. Maybe the discomfort was never about predation. Maybe it comes from recognition. Because behind millions of animal eyes moving silently through forests, oceans, deserts, and cities, there are interior worlds humans will never fully access. Entire experiences of reality existing beside ours in permanent silence. And sometimes, those worlds stop, turn toward us, and stare long enough for us to remember something civilization works very hard to forget. Humans were never separate from the animal kingdom. We were simply the species that became powerful enough to pretend we were.